Being my first and last semester teaching Video 1, I had no idea what to expect. Coming out of some intro classes, some more advanced classes, and going back and forth, it's kind of hard to keep track of where everybody's at. But Video 1 on Wednesday afternoons from 1 to 4 started. I had a couple students, Mike McGilnick, or Maglinick, depending on how you pronounce it, and Mr. Matt Laurie. And at first it became pretty clear that they both knew Final Cut, which is pretty much what the first 5 weeks of Video 1 was, maybe 4 weeks. And they were both very confident in Final Cut. They had no problems staying ahead of where I was at. But the difference being that Mike actually followed along and Matt spent time with Facebook. Can I say that in your final? Yeah, I thought I could. Matt will hold the record for the most time spent on Facebook in any class I've ever taught without being kicked out even once, which was amazing to me. He actually made it through the whole semester without being kicked out of my class. It's a miracle. But the two of them kind of started teaming up and in tandem working together on projects, which amazed me because, you know, Mike was handing in work, Matt wasn't at the time. Since then, luckily, things have changed a lot, and they've started working together and getting stuff done and bringing it in. I remember very fondly this parody they did on 24. Not a parody in a joking way, but kind of a homage to it, if you will. They shot an interrogation scene. They used a jib for a quick shot, but they didn't have a field monitor, so they actually used the jib and made a move where they couldn't see where the camera was going, which is really hard to do. But they pulled it off, and they pulled off the interrogation scene. I liked how they used the out of focus. When the guy gets drugged and falls, they fade to black and up and down, and kind of the out of focus thing. That looked really good. I like that. I would really hope that Matt Laurie learns to use a tripod by the end of the semester. Even in that project there, the 24 project, which I did like, they did a really good job with it. There were a lot of places where I was crying out for tripod as the grade reflected just a little bit. Oh, and actually, where they're going to be dropping in footage of these things on this project for you to watch, they have to drop in the 30-second commercial or whatever it was that they added that they shot on a cell phone, I believe, at 3 a.m. in a video lab. I can't tell you if it was painful or funny, but it's in there somewhere. It's between those two. But you should see it, definitely.
Hi, I'm Mike McGilnick with Blackbird Productions, and due to the tape inventory overstock, we're having a huge sale and passing savings on to you!
Hi, I'm Matt Laurie from Tiki Man Productions, and due to a tape inventory overstock, we have a huge sale on tapes, DVDs, and mini DVDs, and we're passing the savings on to you!
And then the next video they did, which was for their Lost project, I think they worked together on their individual things. We had a Matt Laurie, the villain, bad guy who doesn't return things to the EDC, running around and being chased by Keith Bickford. And they did the funny little, I don't know if it's Benny Hill skit or what, where into doors and out of doors and doors closing and he's disappearing. And very funny, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. And then Matt did a music video, and as his part of that project, he did a, you know, for my 12-shot assignment, he did a 4-minute music video, which was very ambitious, and I gave him a lot of credit for the effort of getting that many extras together, which is next to impossible when working in a school environment to get actors to actually show up and do something. He did. He got a lot of people there. Again, I would take the tripod and glue it to his fingers if I could. Unfortunately, I cannot because there are rules and regulations, and I would probably be kicked out of school. They've been very interesting to have in class, a lot of fun. They talk a lot in class. If they ever saw my other class and how quiet it was and how everybody listens, they'd be amazed, just amazed. But they, you know, both know what they're doing for the most part, which probably is part of the reason why they get so distracted, because it's not really advanced enough, maybe boring them a tiny bit. Hopefully video 2 will be more of a challenge, but we'll see.
Well, it was one that was like a stunt movie, and I could say that it was probably pretty fun. I wasn't really expecting much out of it. And then I realized I had to do this scene where I had to get punched or pretend I was being like something. But I got punched in the head by this fucking drunk dude because he was just retarded, and he's like, I could do the fucking scene, man. The fuck comes on down. BAM! I get punched in the face. I was like, dude, I'm just sitting there all taped up and I had no idea.
I worked with the boys on a couple of films, helped out bringing them, dragging their asses from place to place in my car, and I carried heavy things.
the first time I heard it, I was kind of like, oh, this doesn't sound that bad. So I go there and we go to Abishon or something. We're looking for rope. If I could find like a rope like a 1/4 inch thick, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna hold me in the air. And it supposedly was gonna hold me in the air. So then I go to this place and I realized that the scene that I have to jump off of is like about 20 feet up in the air. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind it, but you know, this water down here looks pretty frigid, and that crossway, that probably is gonna hurt pretty bad if I hit it pretty hard.
And got yelled at by Matt for almost dropping one. And I was an extra in a few films. I would definitely work with the boys again. They're fun to work with. They yell at each other a lot.
What the fuck are you doing? You're ruining these shots. Come on.
No.
No, get him out of here.
Fine, it's
no,
fine.
these projects are
No,
ruined.
it's good.
You gotta
It's
reshoot
good.
the
It's
whole
good.
goddamn
Fuck
thing.
you. It's
Fuck
fine.
you. No,
Fuck you.
I'm not
Fuck you.
working with you ever
You
again.
the fucking
Get the hell
fuck
out
on.
of here. You are ruining this shot.
It's fine. We just use it.
No, we can't
Just
use
cut
it.
him out.
Frank will kill
I'll
us.
Photoshop that
no,
shit.
dude, you always want to fucking Photoshop shit. It's bullshit. You cannot do Photoshop. You suck.
It was awesome, you know. I've never been in a movie before, man. I felt famous after that. I go on Facebook, you know. Facebook, dude, it's like opening to all these videos, and then I'm like, man, I never seen myself in a video before, and now I do. And I looked at myself and I was like, I don't remember that dude. You're recording?
Porn.
There was one video, it was I don't even know the name. It was a video about this dude, big guy, got in a fight with all these dudes in the end. I was one of the guys kicking them too. Nobody probably really saw me. I didn't really see myself in that video, but it was pretty fun. I don't really know what to say about how I feel about it, because a lot of the times it was just, I was doing it for my boys, because you guys are awesome. And whether I hated you guys in the videos or not, it was still pretty sweet. And I think that video was probably one of the better ones, and yet there was a lot of parts in there that I could see that could be fixed a lot better.
You gotta like rub it.
Ring, 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 ring.
You gotta rub it a little bit. This one's the only one I want.
Ring.
Oh, zoom in on those.
Ow! Ow! Yeah, ow.
It hurts a little bit.
This time, I have to say that all over this semester, I was expecting to be like in an hour-long movie, okay? But I know this is just a couple projects, but man, we need to create a movie that fucking rocks, dude, okay? We need a whole new Tenacious D on this shit. We need to make it like Horatius fucking NESCOM or something like that, dude, because NESCOM is the fucking shit, man.
你说你俩，你还是啥？